Hey, how's it going? Not done one of these for a while, so thought I'd do an Letterboxd diaries. It's basically a what I've watched video, so I'll do a rundown of what I've been watching over the past couple of months. I was doing one monthly, but I didn't have time to do September, so I've combined September's diary with October, so it's a double amount this month. So this is what I've watched for September and October. I'm going to be using Letterboxd as I have an account on there. That's my profile, as you can see. So far this year, I've watched 272 films. That's with rewatches as well. So new things and rewatches, stuff I've not seen before as well in there. Anyway, let's get down to the diary. So as you can see, you have your favourites and things on there which you can change. Really good tool, Letterboxd, if you like, if you want to do like sort of a rundown of what you've been watching, but I mainly have it for myself as well, so I can keep track on what I've been watching, and do some little reviews and things like that. So anyway, let's start with the September. So I did an August one, ended on Pulp Fiction. So my first watch of September this year was Class of Nukem High 2, Subhumanoid Meltdown. As you can see, I rated this 2-star. Thought it was fun. Not as good as the first film. I did really enjoy the first film. Thought that was a really good Troma out in that one. Great special effects and things. I rated this, as you can see, 2 out of 5. I'll just click on there. There's a little look. You got your poster. I'll just pull the poster up. There you go. Class of Nukem High 2. Yeah, not too bad. Didn't love it. But I will keep it into my Blu-ray collection. Now, as you can probably see if you've noticed the rating, also on the 3rd, I watched the Super Mario Brothers movie, which was released earlier this year. It's CGI. It's got a cast of actors in there doing the voice work, and I thought it was brilliant. I mean, I'm quite a fan of the games. Haven't played them for a while. Last game I played was Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch. Going back to like 2017, I think that game was released and when I played it. But yeah, I thought this was a really good film for a CGI sort of family film, some sort of like, just wholesome comedy like sort of entertainment. I thought this was fine, really good, and I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. That's because of my enjoyment level. I enjoyed it so much. Really easy watch. Follows the plumbers, Mario and Luigi. They get sucked into the world with the with the toad people and stuff, and they meet Princess what's she called, Peach. Bowser's trying to get her to marry him, and you've got Jack Black doing the voice of Bowser. Yeah, really fun. I think Chris Pratt did Mario, Anna Taylor-Joy did Peach, Charlie Day did Luigi. Just having a look now. Yeah, really fun movie. So if you've not seen it and you don't mind a CGI sort of adventure, Super Mario Brothers is probably one of the best ones I've seen for a while. Definitely better than Disney's output, I'd say, because I'm not keen on what they've been doing over the past few years, especially with the remakes of live action movies. So boring. Watched a Toby Hooper film I'd never seen, which picked up on Blu-ray on the 4th. That's Gin. Don't have too much to say about it. Had English audio, but it was set in a different country, so let's have a quick look. Set in home in the United Arab Emirates, so set over there. To be honest with you, I didn't think too much to it. It had some cool like ghostly bits in there and things like that, but overall not a spectacular film from Toby Hooper. But it was one of his later films before he passed away. So 2013, the Gin's film. I didn't really enjoy that, but I will keep it in the Blu-ray collection. With it being a Toby Hooper film, I just feel sort of obliged to keep it because I like to have his films in my collection. Watched the 4K of The Bride of Chucky on the 8th. Just pull that up. This was a rewatch. I have seen it before, but I thought I'd watch it again. Yeah, I had a blast with it. I thought the 4K from Scream Factory looked great. I will be purchasing the Arrow set in December as well, which this film's in. Gotta get my hands on that. Although it's a bit flawed with the first film not being on 4K, but luckily I have the Scream Factory 4K, so that kind of makes up for the fact that the Arrow set doesn't have it. So I'll keep that Scream Factory 4K, but I want the set because it looks pretty cool. And Arrow Video doing Child's Play. I mean, how can you not if you're a big Child's Play and horror fan? Yep, you got Jennifer Tilly in there playing Tiffany. and Brad Dourif as Chucky. So it's about his girlfriend basically summons Charles Lee Ray back, puts Chucky back together. Obviously, as you know, Charles Lee Ray's using the doll Chucky, the good guy doll as Chucky as an vessel, and she brings him back to life, and then he does a sort of spell, some sort of voodoo magic, and puts her into the doll as well after she dies. So pretty cool movie. Had quite a lot of fun with it. I like how it's sort of set on the road. It's kind of like a little road trip and stuff. There's a brilliant scene involving a bed, and a water bed, where Tiffany shatters the glass mirror that's above the bed on the ceiling, and it just shatters, and all the and the victims basically getting, they get a whole lot of shards of glass into them, and it's really gory, and you've got the bed bursts obviously with the glass making contact with the material, and there's just blood and water everywhere, and it's just really horrific. Yeah, brilliant movie, Bride of Chucky. Really enjoyed it. There's a look at the poster. Hopefully you can see that well. Still getting to grips a bit with the screen recording. I've not done too much of it. I don't do it too often, but I'm just getting to grips with that, so hopefully this is in decent quality so you can actually have a look. I gave it 3.5 star out of 5, the Bride of Chucky. Okay, I'm going to speed things up a little bit because this video could go on for ages with it being September and October. Watch The Boogeyman, or The Bogeyman, 2023 film based on a Stephen King book. Got a little review there as well. Gave it 3 stars out of 5. Had some good aspects to it. Quite liked the aesthetic and things like that. Some creepy moments. But like I put in my review, I thought the first 45 minutes of the film dragged a little. Then the story did pick up steam. Protagonists were quite likeable. Watching them overcome the demon was good. The creature looked good. The CGI for the creature, or the practical effects, I'm not sure whether it's CGI or practical, can't quite remember. I assume it was CGI. But yeah, I enjoyed the Bogeyman. Bit cliche, as I put in my review, but yeah, it's got full of tropes as well, of course. But yeah, it's quite a fun time, and not a bad Stephen King adaptation. I might have a read of the book in the future. Another 2023 film I watched. Well, it says here it was made in 2022, but it had its release this year, so we'll just call it a 2023 film, and that's Talk to Me. I believe it's Australian. It's either from Australia or New Zealand. Not quite sure, but really good film actually. Some creepy moments. Yeah, it's a bit. Some of the characters were quite grating and annoying a little bit with their sort of like, the kind of tropes that modern characters have in a lot of horror movies. A bit like cliche in that department, but really cool idea with the whole hand where you can connect with spirits from the other side, and things take a bit of a nasty turn when reality is blurred with the supernatural world. And don't want to give too much away, but if you're going to watch a film this year out of the horror genre, probably out of the new ones, I'd say Talk to Me should definitely be in there. I mean, if you're going to watch 5 films this year, Talk to Me, Evil Dead Rise, probably Megan from the beginning of the year, and there's some others, and I'd also say check out Horror in the High Desert 2, Minerva. If you've listened to these Letterboxd diaries, you know how much I like that film. I gave it 3.5 Talk to Me out of 5. Watched the 4K of Blood and Black Lace. Yeah, fantastic 4K Mario Bava classic. Got the Psycho set. Rewatched Psycho. Can't be a bit of Norman Bates. Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece Psycho 2. One of the best horror sequels out there. The continuity is phenomenal, as it's set like 23 years after the original. Obviously it's not directed by Alfred Hitchcock, but they pick things up. It's got Anthony Perkins in there, played Norman Bates in the original. It's got the original house and things like that. I assume it is anyway. Well, if it's not, they've done a really good job of getting the aesthetic spot on. Psycho 2, phenomenal sequel. Nearly up there with the first one. I just think stylistically the first one has a bit of an edge, and it's also a classic book. Psycho 2, it deserves a lot of praise. 4.5 stars. The continuity is phenomenal. It really follows on well from the first film. Obviously he's been in the institution and he's been released back in society. He's trying to what would you call it? He's trying to redeem himself and integrate back into society. Really good. Psycho 3 I watched after that on the 28th of September out of the 4K set from Arrow. Great film, seen it before. A bit more like a slasher movie, this one. Typical slasher fare. You got Anthony Perkins in there. He also directed it. I gave that 4 stars. Really enjoyed that. First time watch for me on the 3rd of October. Zombie Holocaust. A lot of fun. from 1980. Really enjoyed it. Got the Blu-ray from 88 Films. I didn't pick up the 4K. I wish I had done now, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with Zombie Holocaust, so I'll just pull this one up. We'll spend a minute on that. There's a look at the poster I have for it on Letterboxd. Yeah, it looks really cool. It's got a different name there. Zombies Unter Cannibalen. Yeah, a lot of fun with that one. About a mad doctor, basically, on an island, and he's tampering around and then bringing people back to life as hideous creatures, and a lot more going on as well. It's really good. Give Zombie Holocaust a go if you kind of like, you're bloodthirsty, like gory, sort of cannibalistic, like zombie flicks. Can't go wrong with that one. Finished the Psycho set on the 4th by watching Psycho for the beginning. Not too bad at all. It's my least favourite out of the 4, but I still gave it 3.5 out of 5. Tells the story of Norman Bates with him growing up in his relationship with his overbearing mother. It's him. It's also got Anthony Perkins in it again, but flashes back and forth to his childhood and then back to Anthony Perkins telling the story of his childhood on the telephone to a radio show. Really, really good Psycho for the beginning. I watched the 4K of The Wicker Man, got the collector's edition from Studio Canal. Fantastic film. Every time I watch it, I'm more impressed. Yeah, most people know The Wicker Man, but I gave it 5 stars. 4K transfer looked great. If you watch the final cut, they have the 4K transfer looks spectacular, but where they've spliced in the footage, which they couldn't update the transfer for, some of the footage that they've put in there, which adds to the final cut, I think it is, or is this a director's cut? Well, I watched the director's cut, sorry. I think the final cut's not got this footage in. I'm not too sure. I think I watched the director's cut. Regardless, the spliced in footage, like the first sort of 10 minutes, is quite bad quality, and I thought, is this the 4K? Like, this is awful. I wasn't thinking too far ahead, and then after that part in the director's cut, when things actually get started with what is known as the beginning of the film, when the helicopters flying over to Summer's Isle, the 4K kicks in and it looks phenomenal. Brilliant transfer. Just apart from those spliced in scenes, those extra scenes that are spliced in, which do add to the overall tone and narrative of the film, but they did look quite bad. But the 4K itself is phenomenal. Like, the 4K transfer looked really good for a 1973 film. Stunning. Watched The Mutilator. This is an autumn set film about a group of people staying in an old condo. Yeah, really fun slasher action. Yeah, if you've not seen The Mutilator, do check it out. It's also called Full Break. Really fun movie. I do like this one. It's a typical slasher, but it's great. It's got a bit of a twist, as you'd expect. It's got some good kills. It's got a dark atmosphere. It's got some fun moments as well. Really good time, The Mutilator, from 1984. That's directed by Buddy Cooper. I'm not too up on him, but yeah, great film, The Mutilator. That was a rewatch. A lot of these have been rewatches over the sort of the Halloween season. Here's one I watched for the first time. Mill of the Stone Women. Yeah, quite impressed. Reminds me of the old House of Wax film with Vincent Price in it a little bit. Mill of the Stone Woman, I gave that 3.5 out of 5. It was a good little sort of like gothic-y kind of like, very old school horror. It's from 1960. On the 7th, I watched a Shudder exclusive, because they've picked up the VHS films now, so they've been doing different years. Every year they put a new one out. I think this might be the last. I reckon they'll do another, though. I'm hoping they do. I do enjoy these. They're not the best films in the world or anything, but they're fun found footage. Carnage. So VHS 85. Had a good time with this one. Gave it 3.5 out of 5. Some really good segments in there. Just trying to think what segments were in there, because the Ancient God one was good, with this God being unleashed when these people are sort of trapped underground and stuff like that, and the virtual reality one was cool as well. Quite a few segments in there. The people on the boat being shot at was cool, and that links into another segment if you watch this. Yeah, give VHS 85 a go. If you like the sort of original ones, these Shudder versions are really good. Watch Pet Sematary Bloodlines. 2023 film, wasn't too keen on that. Gave it 2 star out of 5. It's a prequel to the remake, I assume, that was out in 2019, which I didn't mind. I mean, it had some okay like atmosphere and aesthetic, but yeah, Bloodline's not brilliant. Tells the story of Judd when he's younger. I didn't write a review for that one, but it was mediocre at best. it was watchable. I'd possibly watch it again with the other Pet Sematary films, as canon into the franchise or what have you. On the 10th, I rewatched The Houses October Built. Yeah, really cool mockumentary, found footage about this group of people going to different haunt attractions and trying to find the scariest one. And then they go on a journey to go to the Blue Skeleton haunt, which turns out very bad for them. But it's a good film, The House is October Built. I don't have the sequel, so I didn't manage to watch that again. Have seen it before, but I couldn't find it on streaming either. Watched The Chill Factor for the first time from 1993. As we're getting into winter, with this being set in a cabin in the snow, didn't think much to it really. I felt a little bit tired when I was watching it. Started to doze off a bit. I like the atmosphere and I like where it's set in the snow. It's a good winter vibe film. Weren't too keen on the characters and stuff like that. I gave that a 2 out of 5. The Puppet Man, a new Shudder film. Well, on Shudder, either an exclusive or original. Can't quite remember what one it comes under, but it's a Shudder one. Gave that 2 stars out of 5. Had its moments. Bit all over the place for me. Definitely better than a lot of Shudder's output that they've done this year. They've had a couple of decent ones. I thought VHS 85 was good, and there's a couple more I want to see. I'm just about to watch the Hell House Origins film because I'm a big fan of Hell House, and I've heard good things about it too, going off the reviews on Shudder. They're getting some good reviews for the new Hell House film, and they're normally pretty damn good. The third one wasn't the best, but first 2 are very stellar. So that's Puppet Man. Yeah, whatever. Got the Pumpkinhead 4K from Scream Factory. As I normally rate it, I give it 4.5 stars out of 5. It's a 1988 film. Yeah, been over Pumpkinhead a few times on the channel and things when I've showed like Blu-rays and 4Ks. I did do an unboxing of this, and yeah, I love Pumpkinhead, and the 4K looked great. So on the 14th, which was around midnight, so it's technically the 14th, but it's Friday the 13th of October night. So it was kind of like into the early hours. So, before you go to bed, I still class it as the day prior. But, however you see things anyway, regardless. For Friday the 13th in October, I watched one of the Friday the 13th films again. So I watched the final chapter, which I'd not seen for a while. And yeah, really enjoyed it. The most fun I've ever had with it. It's a good one. Special effects from Tom Savini. Yep, gave that a 4.5. Got the 4K of Night of the Demons. Watched that, rewatched that on the 15th, ready sort of in anticipation for the Halloween season. Yeah, a lot of fun. 4K looked pretty damn good. Heard there might be some issues with it. I'm not too sure about that. I haven't looked on Scream Factory's Twitter, or X as it's called now. So I need to see if I can be in a disc replacement program if they are putting one of those out. If there's something up with it, I didn't notice any problems. I thought I think it might be with the audio. So someone mentioned a while ago. Yeah, so I might have to see if there's a disc replacement. Yeah, really good 4K though. Visually, it looked good. Watched a fan-made film from, is it Womp Stomp? Yeah, they do Never High Cologne. If you've seen Never High Cologne, it's quite a high budget Friday the 13th fan-made film. It's a labour of love. It was really good. It was about 50 minutes long, a little bit under. It's actually a found footage film, and it's about someone doing a YouTube channel, and they bump into Jason at Crystal Lake. I thought it was fantastic when I watched it a few, years ago. Forget what year that came out now, probably like 2017 or something. But this is Never High Cologne 2, the sequel to it. It's not found footage. It ties into the narrative. Tommy Wallace when he's older. I've wrote a review on it. Pretty damn good. Visually, it looked really good. The effects were really well done, the practical effects. Found the narrative a little bit tedious for me, but overall for a fan-made film on a good budget, these are fantastic. And some of the kills and gore and the way Jason looks is actually done better than some of the actual films that are in the official Friday the 13th franchise. So, if you're watching YouTube or whatnot now and you like Friday the 13th and you've never heard of this, go onto Womp Stomp Films. I've got them all on there for free, and you can check out the Never High Cologne films, because for fan-made films, they are pretty damn good. I gave that a 3 out of 5. It was the narrative that let it down for me, but I give them nothing but praise, because it was a lot of fun. So got the 4K of The Exorcist on the 16th, the set, the limited edition set with the the nice slipcase with the steelbook in there. Watched that, rewatched that. Yeah, 5 stars. I always give it 5 stars now, because I think it's a bona fide classic and I love it. The effects are great. The story's phenomenal. It's got a scary tone to it. Doesn't really scare me anymore, but It's just a cool movie, The Exorcist. It's got a great story behind it as well. I was watching some video, like documentary on William Friedkin last night about the making of The Exorcist on YouTube. It's really good. Watched the Shining miniseries. Picked up a cheap DVD. Very impressed. I've been over this on the channel, so if you want to hear more thoughts on the 1997 Shining miniseries, just check out the channel. There's a couple of bits on there about it, like a short I did, and there's like a 10-minute video of me sort of gushing over it, like, because I really enjoyed it. Nightmares in a Damaged Brain, also called Nightmare. I watched that. I gave that 2 out of 5. Video nasty. I kind of liked it. I liked a lot about it. I just found it a little bit, the narrative a bit all over the place for me and tedious. But I thought the gore scenes were done extremely well. That's Nightmare. Watched a strange film called Unknown Visitor on Amazon. Now this is one of, this is kind of likened to Unfriended, if any of you guys have watched that. And this is from 2019. It's called Unknown Visitor, and it's basically someone's Ring doorbell. Filming everything, so the whole film's basically footage from a Ring doorbell, some eerie things going on. For a very low budget film, it was done quite well for what it was. A film, footage from a Ring doorbell, but a little bit boring. Like, there's only so much you can do with that. I love found footage and mockumentaries, but with just doing footage from a ring, like a doorbell, there's only so much you can do there. So I did give that quite a low rating, as you can see, of 1.5 star. But I do praise them a little bit with it being so low budget. It was quite an interesting idea and things like that. Got the Messiah of Evil Blu-ray. Watched that. 4 stars out of 5 from me. 1973 film. Yeah, really good. Seen it once before and then I rewatched it. This Blu-ray. Yeah, enjoyed watching that again. 22nd of October. Watched Final Exam. Got the Scream Factory Blu-ray from 1981 during the slasher craze. Sorry if I'm making a little bit of noise here. I keep moving my desk chair, and so sorry about that. Yeah, look, thought Final Exam was good. I was about to say I loved it, but I wouldn't say I loved it, but I thought it was really good. Really fun. Watched Halloween 1978, the OG. Yeah. Amazing, as always. Always good to watch that film around Halloween time. Watched 9 of the films for that video I did of the franchise ranking, which was good fun. So, if you want to hear my thoughts on the Halloween franchise, just have a look on the channel and go to the franchise ranking I did. I'm not going to waffle on too much about Halloween, because I watched 9 out of the 13 for the ranking video. I've seen them all before, and I own them all on 4K and Blu-ray, but didn't get around to finishing the last 4 in the franchise. But yeah, it's a good franchise overall. A bit all over the place, as the timelines are quite muddled, but yeah, it's fun, and some of the films are just classics. So got Halloween, I watched that on the 22nd. 23rd I watched Halloween 2. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. Yeah, love that film. I picked up the Scream 2 4K last year and never actually got around to watching it. So in between watching the Halloween films, I had a little palate cleanser and watched Scream 2. And in 4K, I have seen the film before and really enjoyed it. It's the most, again, with some films, as I keep saying, this is the most I've enjoyed Scream 2, as I do with a lot of films when I rewatch them. Yeah, it was cool. Cool seeing it again. I never used to like that one too much, but enjoyed it in 4K. Sometimes watching them in 4K really does enhance the experience, I think. Back to Halloween films, watched Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, then Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, as you can see there, Curse of Michael Myers, which grew on me a little bit, so my ranking of the films did change when I did this fresh ranking. Early this week, wasn't it? Monday, I think I did that. So that changed. Curse of Michael Myers a little bit higher in my estimation now, as is Halloween H2O. I enjoyed that. Gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Picked up the Synapse release of Tombs of the Blind Dead. Now, I have seen Night of the Seagulls. I've been watching these on YouTube because they're quite hard to get hold of, but I have got a nice Blu-ray now of Tombs of the Blind Dead. Really eerie, good atmosphere. It's from 1972. I think I've got one more to watch, which is can't quite remember the title of the film, but it's a Blind Dead movie and it's set on a ship. That's the one I've got to watch, because there's 4 of them, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And I've seen 3. I have 2 of them. Yeah, Tombs of the Blind Dead, really good fun. I did give it a 3 out of 5, so it didn't get the best rating in the world, but I think this one could go up, and the more I watch it, like, every year, if I give it a watch every, like, year or two, I could see this going up to a 4 maybe, but I gave it a 3 for now, because it's like a first time watch, and impressed with it though. I did like it. They just could have added a bit more to it, I suppose, at the time, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not the person who made the film, you know, not you know, like, I'm a viewer just enjoying them, and yeah, I liked it for what it was. Good film, Tombs of the Blind Dead. Nice addition from Synapse as well. I'm happy to add that to the collection. I watched the awful Halloween Resurrection. Yeah, well, if you've seen the franchise ranking, you know how I feel about that. And the last one I watched for the franchise ranking, because I missed the last 4 in the franchise, although I have seen them before, as you know. I watched Rob Zombie's Halloween. Yeah, loved it as always. It's a lot of fun. I like the whole backstory thing. I know it has its haters, and it has its people who are fans of it as well, which I'm one of. I fall into that camp. Had a good time with that. That one's from 2007, and I watched it on the 29th. So we're getting down to the end of it now. I did watch a film on the 1st of November, like Halloween night, but I won't cover that in this. You can probably see it on the screen, but I won't cover it. Attack of the Blind Dead, I watched this on YouTube. I'd say it's on par with Tombs of the Blind Dead. Not quite as good. I preferred the atmosphere and the characters in Tombs of the Blind Dead, and with it, Tombs of the Blind Dead being the first one, found it quite a bit more surreal and intriguing, but Attack of the Blind Dead was fun. Some funny characters in there. Rabid Grannies, I got the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray with the lenticular slip. That was fun. Gave that 3 out of 5. I was quite impressed with the special effects. Especially, that's the thing that stood out to me, was the grannies when they start getting rabid and going crazy. Some horrific scenes in there as well, like with the gore, especially with the rats eating the little girl's legs. That was horrible. But yeah, really fun film, Rabid Grannies. Bit obnoxious at times, but I like it for a Troma film. I think it's pretty good. I'm happy to have it in the collection. I'm glad I picked it up and seen it. On Halloween, the 31st, I watched Trick or Treat. That was a rewatch. Yep, fun as always. Really like Trick or Treat. After watching the Krampus film from the same director in December as well. I might have to pick up that Scream Factory 4K. I never did. I just have like a basic UK Blu-ray. I never picked up the 4K of Krampus, but I will be watching that in December probably. Don't like it as much as Trick or Treat, though. I think Trick or Treat's a much better film. Although there is some cool shit in Krampus, some cool like like effects with the toys. I like the toys that come alive in that film. I think that's the best bit, with the toys in the attic. And the gingerbread men are pretty cool as well. They're quite fun to watch. Anyway, Trick or Treat, yeah, I loved it. Gave it 4 out of 5. And on Halloween, I also watched WNUF Halloween Special. 3.5 out of 5 for me. It's a really good one to have on in the background. It's authentic. It's made to look like an videotape somebody's watching that they recorded in the 80s. It's got a twist at the end. It's really fun, and it's definitely one I'd just throw on to have in the background while I do things around the house on Halloween. Yeah, loved watching that again. A lot of fun. This is classed as the 1st of November because I watched it about 1 in the morning, or midnight, I think it was. So it was like the next day, but really it's Halloween night. So stuff it, we'll include it into this. So I watched Hell House again. I didn't get around to watching the other sequels again, and I didn't get around to watching the Origins for the first time, which I'm going to do tonight. Yeah, great film, Hell House. I always enjoy watching Hell House. It's really fun to watch as a found footage film, with the how things go down and the presence in that Abaddon hotel, where these group of people are setting up a haunt, and it's got some creepy clown action. It's got a terrifying scene with a woman ghost, where this guy called I forget his name. I think the character's called what's he called? Might be called Paul, the character, but he's hiding under like a quilt. The guy with the beard, and this scary woman like ghost pops up. It's pretty creepy. Anyway, that's my watches for September, October. Yeah, hope you've enjoyed this video. I don't know if I'll do one for November. I'll definitely do them in the future. I might combine it again, and in like beginning of January I might do November and December combined, like I did today, although I might do them separately. I just kind of do this as a video for the channel for anybody who's interested. It's like a bonus thing, basically, just in case anybody enjoys listening to my take on films, what I've been watching. I just like to do one, basically. So do hold tight, and I'll do some more eventually, so that's the end of it. Yeah, not watched as many films as I normally do this year. With doing other bits, but like I do watch a lot. I've got a lot, and there's just some days where I can't do it, but I try to. And I'm going to pick up on my watches towards the end of the year, you know, Christmas season coming and stuff. One year I watched like 540, I think it was like 2021, maybe. I watched like over 540, I know I did. And that's new stuff that I've not seen before, and rewatches and things like that. And some short films as well thrown in. You might think I'm just trying to buff the statistics there, but yeah. But this year I showed at the beginning 200 odd. So we'll have a quick look, because I forgot now the number. I've watched 272 this year, rewatches and new stuff which I haven't seen. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching or listening. It's more of a podcast thing to me. I just like to put the video, you know, give you some visuals if you're watching it. Thanks anyway for stopping by.